Welcome everybody to the first stream match of our top 8 playoffs, right? I'm joined here by the wonderful experienced commentator Robbie Rabs, the GOAT.
The one and only.
And Robbie, we have an exciting match.
This is very exciting.
Go ahead.
Two previous champs here. Jdawg here taking it season 4.5 and Shrug taking it season 4. So these two took the champ back-to-back seasons with each other. So this will be exciting to see.
You want to talk about one of their teams, Robbie?
I kind of want to talk about Shrug's team here because Shrug's team, I don't know. At least when I first saw this team, I expected it to be good, but I didn't expect it to go on the rampage it has gone on this season. This is one of the first teams in a while where we've seen not only no S tiers, but no A tiers either. No A plus tiers either.
Yeah.
The top 4 goons are all 40 pointers. And I think just fill out the rest.
Yeah, you look at Shrug's team, and honestly, you could run that stuff in Reg H right now. I mean, you got Grand, you got Talent Flame. I mean, not Reggie Drago, of course, but. And on Joe's side, I mean, he has a Sun team of Sun teams. I mean, he's got some big hitters like Walking Wake, Sandy Shocks, all. And look at his series, which all benefit from that drought ability from Ninetales, right?
Exactly, and then you wouldn't expect the. I forget what that fish's name is. That Bruxish. You wouldn't expect Bruxish to, as a water type, to be so good in the sun, but the dazzling ability it has to stop the priority coming its way has been great.
Yeah, a few interesting things I'm noticing. Like, we can see there's kind of a prankster war in that Grafai has some prankster moves, which obviously doesn't usually get any speed control, but if you look at that first move on Grafai, it's actually copycat. So I wonder if that's maybe to try to copycat a Talonflame Tailwind, potentially.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even think about something like that. Yeah, that would be great. Maybe some other kind of moves here. Maybe some crazy, like a Dragon Energy or something. Or...
Yeah, that could be crazy. And then I'm also seeing Disable on Bruxish. I wonder, maybe that's calling a choice item, or I don't know exactly, but that'd be interesting to see where that ends up coming up. Yeah,
that is definitely an interesting play from Joe here. I wonder if that was just... needed a 4th move here, because normally with Bruxish, I mean, normally you don't see the dazzling set if you're looking on the ladder, right? But you normally, it's usually if you have three moves in a protect, it's Psychic Fangs, Wave Crash, and Crunch. But look at Joe's or Shrug's team here. There's really no benefit to bringing Crunch.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think Disable might have been just if he's locked into a move, lock him into a move. It might be to lock potentially a choiced...
Right, a choice item. And then the last interesting set I'm seeing is that choice Scarf Low Kick, speaking of choice items, with the knockoff Leech Life Pounce and Struggle Bug. Like some support moves at the end there, but then also some strong moves. And I'm interested in seeing, I don't know how much of Low Kicks we've seen so far, but it kind of has an interesting matchup here. I would be curious to see how it ends up working out.
Yeah.
Robbie, one interesting thing is that this is actually a sort of a rematch. I mean, they've played several times, but this is the exact same playoff situation they found themselves in Season 4, where Shrug and Jdawg played each other in...
that round 1.
In that round 1, and Shrug ended up winning that whole season after that, right?
Exactly, so Jdawg maybe wanted to try and flip the script this time.
Yeah.
I've been hearing some talk that there are some predictions that the winner of this set here might be the one to take it all.
Yeah, and I think we're moving on. We're in the team preview section. The players now see, what's going on, and Shrug's team is like, it's so well rounded. It might be difficult to in team preview. You probably still don't know exactly what you might want to bring, or it's tricky, right?
Yeah, Shrug's team is so well-rounded, and well-rounded teams are always the scariest because there is no one answer to solve your issues. Like, your one answer might be some absolutely busted S tier Pokemon that just does good damage against all these guys, right? But
yeah,
there's no one terror you can lock yourself into because oh, I'll Terra Fairy to resist the be immune to dragon energy, and then you get bullet punch, right? Or
right, you don't get any of that special things.
I'll
I think one interesting thing is like if you look at Jdawg's side, we have the Walking Wake, of course, and Walking Wake doesn't really like Prim, does it? Right? Because Prim, obviously, Primarina is immune to dragon and resisting water, so that's like not a matchup it likes. But then, of course, Sandy Shocks is pretty good to Primarina. Well, our match is beginning. We see on Shrug's side, Low Kicks and Primarina versus the Walking Wake and Grafai.
Really?
So, I wonder what we're going for here, turn 1. I wonder if Grafai was trying to call maybe a potential Talonflame lead. Because right now, you know, Low Kick sometimes you see like leading with, you have First Impression, right, to do big damage and priority, but obviously Shrug did not opt for that given probably the Dazzling ability.
No, and I think with the Tinted Lens too, even some of those more like support moves, those are definitely going to be hitting pretty hard here.
That's true. Tinted Lens, I mean, bug types are known for not being able to hit that much stuff, but when you have Tinted Lens, it just doesn't really matter, right?
It doesn't matter. So I would not be surprised to see a Struggle Bug here, but also I don't know if Shrug wants to lock himself to support that quickly.
Yeah, so we see Walking Wake switching out here. Obviously, doesn't really love being in front of that Prim. And instead, we have the Ninetales to set the Sun using that Drought ability. Let's see here. What did Shrug go for? The Terrestrialization.
Terra.
And we see the Terrestrialization on the Primarina. Instantly to that Fairy type.
Oh, wow. I think Shrug was trying to go for a big kill this first round here with the D-Gleam.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Grafai does have Poison Jab on it to punish, you know, being a Fairy type, but my guess is it's not going to do that much damage being Grafai. But let's see.
Oh my god.
Never mind. I am a liar. Poison Jab does big damage to Primarina. I guess Primarina is not really known for its defensive bulk, but wow.
Yeah, I mean, that's got to be... I mean, what, if you're Grafai here, you're Focus Sash, there's a good chance he's just running max speed, max attack.
That's true. I mean, I usually think of Grafai as a prankster attacker, but you know, if you can have the sash, you're like, run the attack.
Yeah, no reason. If you already know that you're going to live one hit and you're not going to live more than one hit or more than 2 hits, might as well just jack up that attack stat.
Yeah, absolutely. And that Sun switching was great, calling the Hyper Voice from Primarina, of course. Obviously, Primarina was threatening with a Fairy move into that Walking Wake, but, you know, the Ninetales switching calls for everything, so now we see Primarina switching out here into Talonflame.
Yeah, Shrug's still in a good position here. That Struggle Bug staying in there. That Ninetales is not going to be doing any damage.
No, it's definitely not. So yeah, Poison Jab coming out.
Crit.
Doing big damage to Talonflame.
It's Weather Ball. It might still do some damage because at the end of the day, that is Low Kicks. Yeah, wow.
Yeah, I mean,
almost,
you know, Low Kicks is great, but he is still an early route bug type after all, right? So,
yeah.
What's that? -2 Weather Ball?
-2, yeah. I mean, I guess it's stab and base 100.
Sure.
In the sun, so yeah.
Yeah, Jdawgin might want to just keep going for that Poison Jab damage. I mean, your attacking moves aren't... I mean, your support moves aren't that useful right now, but Poison Jab, you know, looking pretty good. We see that Struggle Blood continue trying to lower the damage.
Kind of surprised we didn't see the taunt come out here from Jdawg to stop that Tailwind, but it looks like he just wanted to get the Talonflame dead this time.
Yeah, he might not care. I mean, the Gale Wings was, of course, broken, so that taunt would have gone off.
That might be what Shrug wanted this turn, though. Get that, because now he has his 2 heavy hitters in the back with just Tailwind, all 4 turns of Tailwind.
Sure, yeah. Absolutely. I mean, you know, Grafai has a lot of good prankster moves, but right now I'm looking Copycat, Taunt, and Copycat and Taunt aren't probably that useful right now. And we have that Regidrago in the back. You know, Regidrago is known for doing one thing, and that's hitting really strong dragon moves.
Yeah. Now, this is an interesting set here with the Dragon Energy, because Dragon Energy, but with a Life Orb.
Right.
So you're only really gonna want to hit Dragon Energy your first or second turn.
Sure.
Oh, the Weather Ball. Not gonna do much because it's -2 special attack.
Interesting. Yeah, maybe Jdawg misunderstanding how the copycat would work. Maybe he thought that he would be able to copycat
the Tailwind.
The Tailwind from last turn, but of course this copycat the last move that occurred even on your own side. So that's going to be a double KO for Shrug here. With the Tailwind advantage.
Marina, yeah, use the Calm Mind, and this is very scary for Joe.
Yeah, I've seen this before. Shrug taking advantage of these plays where he can just get big damage off and set up at the same time. It's very scary.
So yeah, this is going to be very scary because Joe only has so many options here. Because, I mean, does this Sandy Shocks live +1 Hyper Voice?
I'm not sure. We gotta see what the photosynthesis boosts are on these. So Walking Wake will be getting the speed boost, and Sandy Shocks will be getting a special attack boost. So, you know, is Walking Wake fast enough to outspeed? You know, probably the Pyramid might outspeed. I don't know about the Drago necessarily. And the other thing we have is we have Terrestrialization.
We are going to see the Terra Fairy here.
Right. So Terra Fairy, a pretty, you know, obvious choice in front of that Reggie Drago. But the Reggie Drago is not locked in. It can still click Earth Power, which is super effective on the Sandy Shocks, for example. And here, yeah, we see that Terra. And we'll put the Terra Fairy on the Walking Wake, trying to avoid that super effective dragon damage, turning it into immunity.
Yeah. So, now he might... Yeah, Shrug might call this and go for the... Yeah, I think this is the play. He's going to go for the double on Sandy Shocks here.
And Hydro Steam is going before Primarina's move, but it does not get the KO.
Oh, Shrug's got just enough bulk. That's crazy.
I mean, there probably was no way.
The D-Gleam.
No, and the D-Gleam too.
Oh, that's gonna be enough to take out the Sandy Shocks. Wow.
Yeah, that was a great. Well, I mean, obviously a game-winning turn for Shrug, but yeah, narrowly avoiding. Even though the Walking Wake outsped in Tailwind, which, you know, you might have been able to figure out, but was not for sure. I mean, yeah, not getting that KO on the Primarina really just marks how especially bulky it can be. I mean, Walking Wake is no slouch of a Pokemon, and I am not really seeing a way out for Jdawg this game, so he might be thinking about what adaptations he might want to make for the next game.
Yeah, using the Protect here kind of stall some time, kind of give yourself some more thinking time for game 2 here.
Yeah. So if you think about what might have gone wrong for Jdawg, I mean, he had a good start, but then Shrug found that perfect opportunity after lowering the special attack damage from Jdawg's side to switch into his Tailwind and switch in his big attackers to just have a huge, you know, lead. And I guess the other thing I also forgot was that don't forget there was the Calm Mind boost on that Primarina.
Yeah.
So that was needed to live that Hydro Steam. I mean, without that, the Hydro Steam was taking care of it, and you know, there might have been an out. But we will be moving on to game 2, 1 game lead for Jdawg.
I wonder how. I guess I'm kind of wondering what Joe's thought process was. I don't know why he went for the poison jab just to finish off with Talonflame instead of using the taunt to just finish off the.
I'm wondering
even if you die and lose Grafaiai there, I think it's better to just make sure there's no way that they're not gonna have Tailwind for the rest of the game.
Yeah, I'm wondering if maybe Jdawg read a little bit too deep and said, oh, maybe Shrug's gonna recognize that I have the ability to taunt, so I'm actually not gonna taunt this turn to get extra damage off. But yeah, I think taking a dual Wimpy or Flare Blitz, I mean, although Flare Blitz was gonna hit in the sun, at that point, yeah, losing that Tailwind.
Grafaiai has already lost the Sash, and I think at that point, Grafaiai is more valuable to stop that Tailwind than he would be to kill Talonflame, because he died anyways that turn.
Yeah, I agree. I guess the other thing is maybe Jdawg might have had a misunderstanding of how that copycat works, maybe thinking he would be able to get the Tailwind up.
I
don't exactly know. But we will see, Jdawg will have to make an adaptation this game. You know, the first game, Shrug led with that low kicks. What was it? The low kicks in the Primarina, right? So, maybe Jdawg will try to adapt to kind of call that, or yeah, we'll have to see.
Yeah, I mean, these two are very great players, so it's going to be interesting to see what they got cooking up.
Yeah, and I'm curious to see. Is Shrug gonna make any changes, right? So he hasn't brought the Sizzler, of course, in that first game, and hasn't brought the Palmot. I mean, it didn't seem like he need to make any changes, but maybe he's gonna mix it up. Like, just because it worked game 1 doesn't mean that he might bring the exact same thing game 2.
Yeah, I feel like when you use your like low pointers for like a pretty nice strat, yeah, just like this, you don't want to try and do that twice in a row, but sometimes it just won't work out well for you. But it looks like, yeah, we got a little big mix-up here. We got Talonflame and the Palmon coming out.
Yeah, and that Palmon has an interesting set on it, right? It's sashed, and it has Nuzzle and Eerie Impulse, and then it has Close Combat and Fake Out. So kind of somewhat of a support set, I would say. Eerie Impulse pretty nice into this team that leans pretty special, given the Walking Wake and the Sandy Shocks and that Ninetales. And Nuzzle, Nuzzle is Nuzzle. Paralysis is, everyone knows.
Hell of a drug.
We're actually seeing the Terrestrialization, the Terra Ghost on Grafai.
Ooh, yeah, calling out that Fake Out there.
Yeah, so let's see if this works out. The Terra Ghost turn 1 can sometimes be, and it works.
And he got the call.
Failing.
But he didn't go for the taunt.
But maybe Jdawg clicked a Tailwind or Copycat to match? Yes, so we see the
Copycat to
Tailwind. Because I'll remind you, because of Talonflame's Gale Wings ability, it effectively has Prankster on its flying type moves first turn.
Yeah.
Tailwind would have gone off before Taunt, but this way, Joe can keep up speed-wise. So that was a great turn for Jdawg as far as, keeping up with the speed, but you did just spend the Terrestrialization on Grafai, and Grafai is cool and all, and it did a lot last game, but we'll see if his big attackers in the back do much. And then here we see the Flare Blade.
Almost
not
quite to the sash, but yeah. So maybe there is some bulk on this Grafai here.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Oh, we get the poison.
The poison.
That could end up mattering if that Talonflame gets left alone for a few turns, and then we see the Nuzzle. So opting for that early game, both speed control and paralysis, where
it's gonna hurt.
When you invest those paras early on, you never know. And that just Oko's Palmon, or nearly Oko's it. Nuzzle is interesting here because although Jdawg did manage to match the speed control of Tailwind, Nuzzle kind of undoes that, right? Because it just slows you back down. So we'll see what Shrug wants to switch in here.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna see anything like Caesar coming out here, but
right.
Here comes the Shrug.
Obviously looking great here. Ninetales has Energy Ball on it, which would be able to hit that Primarina super effectively, unless it were to Terrestrialize with the Fairy type, which we saw that Shrug was very ready to do the first turn. We also still have that Poison Jab. However, the Talonflame is most likely faster than the Grafai, so it should be able to take out Grafai before it uses the Poison Jab, which, honestly, the Grafai might be the bigger threat.
Yeah.
Okay, so we will set Terrestrialization.
And it's probably going to see a Terra Fairy here.
Yeah, the Terra Fairy, removing that the grass weakness that from Energy Ball Ninetales might have wanted to use here. And so let's see. We have Copycat.
The Weather Ball. I don't think this is what he wanted to do.
Interesting. So there's a way to get the kill. He got the kill. So Copycat actually let him use an attack using his +1 priority from Prankster. So he actually got to move before Talonflame.
That's great.
And kill it or take it out. So pretty interesting tech from Jdawg. I think it really worked out there.
And a great play there too. Yeah, keep that special attack down to neutral.
Yeah, Jdawg not falling for the Energy Ball super effective trap. Instead, just saying, hey, I know you might Terra, and I know you're really specially bulky, but if I just get these Snarls in early on, then I think I can handle the amount of damage you're going to output here.
Yeah. Now this is what's really scary here, is that
Reggie Drago, of course, right?
Yeah. There's no Terra in the back to make yourself resist this Dragon there.
Another interesting option here for Jdawg is he can continue to use Copycat, right? Because since Primarina just used that Snarl, if he wants to get the Prankster Snarl off to lower the special attack damage,
my god.
And that will
That's
work.
Huge!
Primarina now at -2 or -1. Did it get a Combined off?
-1.
Yeah, -1 in that Regidrago. So Dragon Energy, of course, is going to do a lot of damage. Not take out the Ninetales notably here. But you know, Grafai, I want to say it's done its job here.
It did more than enough.
Got its speed control for Jdawg's team and got several Snarls off. So we'll see another Combine. So Shrug is saying, hey, you can lower my special attack, but I'm just going to keep raising it back up along my side of my special defense, right?
Now this is what gets scary, because sure, that Primarina is still at -1, but I don't think Joe's got a reliable physical attacker in the back.
Yeah, I don't know what Joe can be doing out here.
Neither of these guys are going to be able to hit that Primarina hard enough to out damage +2 special defense.
We see the Sandy Shocks come out here. It is the special attack photosynthesis, as we know, so it's not gonna. No, it will still outspeed the Regidrago, right? It should be the fastest thing on the field, right? So Ninetales is probably just gonna keep snarling here, since there's not that much it can do. Both of the attacks are resisted, and we see the Earth Power into that Regidrago, and the Earth Power retaliated back. Not doing that much damage.
Yeah, not doing much at all. That is crazy.
We'll see that thing come out. Will this take out the Ninetales? They actually take out neither. We do get the full paralysis, so if Jdawg clicks Snarl that turn, then he's not going to get the effects of that special attack drop. And the sun goes away, so the photosynthesis special attack boost is no longer active.
So I wonder here if Joe wants to try and save the oh wait, no, never mind. I was gonna say you might want to try and save the Ninetales to get the photosynthesis boost for Walking Wake in the back, but he doesn't even need that speed boost.
Right. So just went for the Electro Web here. Ooh, but the interesting. So Walking Wake. I'm trying to. Maybe he thought that. I'm trying to see what the speed control from Electro Web did exactly, right? Because the Sandy Shocks already outsped both the, both the Primarina and the Regidrago. And the Dazzling Gleam, of course, the single target Dazzling Gleam did not take out the Sandy Shocks there. So this is going to be a 2v1 here.
This is going to be scary because he's got to start doing some damage here.
Yeah. I know the sun is not up, but Hydro Steam, since Prim lost that water resistance, Hydro Steam is still going to be doing a lot of damage. We'll see. Primarina has, pretty amazing special bulk, and as well as 2 special defense boosts. And it has that spread Dazzling Gleam option, right? And I'm wondering, a single Dazzling Gleam probably takes out that Walking Wake. So
maybe not at -1, but it will do a lot.
Well, here's what I'm wondering. Jdawg has to eliminate this Primarina, but there is the Citrus Berry, and that's doing no damage. I think that Prina might be able to. We'll see what this Thunderbolt does.
Yeah, we're gonna need some we're gonna need some.
That will be the paralysis. So I believe the Citrus Berry will proc here. And,
Joe needs a full para here Joe needs a couple full paras here.
He might need a couple. So the Dazzling won't come off, and I'm thinking with the Terastallization to Fairy. So the Walking Wake lives. Yeah, the only way Jdawg gets away with this, I think, would be with the full paralysis.
Joe needs a full para and a crit here.
Yeah, or a few. He's gonna do his best here. The only thing he can do is click Hydro Steam, begging for the full paralysis here. And Life Orb Chip is gonna continue to take it down. And unfortunately for Jdawg, Dazzling Gleam just gonna come through and eliminate that Walking Wake.
Wow, that Primarina is a menace.
Terra Fairy doing double duty here, right? Removing some of those weaknesses throughout the game, such as the weakness from Electro type damage from Sandy Shocks, but it's also just absolutely boosting that Fairy type damage. That's pretty solid against Jdawg's team here.
Yeah, I wonder if what we're gonna see, because Joe needs to make some changes here. I think Joe I don't know who it is he would retire, but I think he might need to retire either. Maybe not Wake, because I think Wake can do some good damage here. Maybe the Sandy Shocks in favor of the Lilligan Hisui here, just to have some kind of strong physical presence to threaten the Primarina.
Yeah, looking at Shrug's strategy so far, he's just been kind of going full into minimizing the special damage coming out of Jdawg's team, and also calm minding setting up his Primarina, right? So Lilligan Hisui is interesting, right? Because it will be that physical damage as opposed to the special damage, but I mean, it's still going to be weak to a fairy move from Primarina. Of course, it itself has grass moves that strongly threaten Primarina, and Primarina does not have amazing physical bulk. But one thing that I noticed, especially if Primarina is willing to give up its terror early, the Bullet Seed, there's Bullet Seed loaded dice on the Lilligan, and the Citrus Berries might play a big factor into that, because the Citrus Berry might save it from being OHKO'd by a Bullet Seed.
Yeah, for sure. So I am glad we are going to be seeing the Lilligan coming out this game. I am kind of surprised we saw the Walking Wake go away.
Yeah, and Shrug also changing up his strategy, instead of bringing in the Scizor, which we have not seen as of yet. And this Scizor is interesting. It is Assault Vest. You know, we have a common theme here, Shrug trying to limit that special damage. With a Bullet Punch, Struggle Bug, again, another way to lower special damage. And he has Pounce as well, which I think Pounce lowers speed or lower attack.
I think Pounce is speed.
Lunge is one of them, and Pounce is the other one.
Lunge is attack, Pounce is speed.
Yeah, that sounds right to me. And then finally, Dual Wing being that last slot, which of course Dual Wing would take out that Lilligan Hisui. It didn't have a sash, but even if it had a sash, it could take it out. But on Jdawg's side, we are going to see the Sandy Shocks and the Grafia, which has consistently led all 3 games. So we'll see. Last time, yeah, go ahead.
Oh yeah, so Shrug making a good call there. Oh my god, that is half his health. Shrug making the call there. He does not want that copycat shenanigans to happen again. Joe really wanted that Tailwind, but...
And here we go again. Another way that Shrug has found to lower the special damage. Yeah, he said, okay, you know, if you can't set Tailwind if I don't set Tailwind, so I'm just going to attack instead and get my damage off. And of course, that Assault Vest Scizor really, I mean, really just taking that Thunderbolt. I mean, Sandy Shock is no slouch. Now Jdawg has to make the difficult decision. Okay, now are you going to set Tailwind, or are you going to keep just getting your damage off? Because, yeah, Scizor is slow, but I don't know if it really cares right now if it's going first or second, right? If Jdawg were to copycat with Grafia this turn without Talent being set, yeah, I'm wondering, that will be the Struggle Bug to come out?
Yeah.
Okay, which doesn't really help here, right? Because you're Struggle Bugging into 2...
4 times resist.
4 times resist and physical attackers.
Oh no, Scizor is just a one-time move.
Absolutely, Bud does not resist Bug.
Yeah. Whoopsie.
Oh, and interesting, because the Gale Wings was broken, Shrug actually did click Tailwind that turn. So, I don't know, maybe Jdawg is getting I mean, that mechanic is pretty tricky, right? And the Thunderbolt not even taking out the Talonflame after the...
Because he had the -2.
So, yeah, if you're Jdawg here, you want to make sure you get speed control. I don't think getting Tailwind on your side is really an option anymore, right? So you have the Electro Web option on the Sandy Shocks. And, you know, let's see. Copycat coming out here. Copycat will be a Thunderbolt to take out the Talonflame. I love that play. Same thing he did in Game 2, using the Prankster Copycat to attack. And we will see another Struggle Bug come out, but...
This is a -3 Sandy Shocks now.
It is, but at the end of the day, you know, at this point now, it's just looking for the speed control. And I'm wondering if, you know, Sandy Shocks can always switch out and switch back in to reset those drops, so this isn't the worst situation for Jdawg, I think. We will see the Primarina come out here, which of course has been a huge threat all set.
So does the Prim go for a Calm Mind here?
Right.
trying to call out there's not a Lilligant in the back?
Yeah, I mean, Grafai has interesting pressure here where it can both taunt the Primarina if it thinks it's going to come online, or it can just attack with a poison jab, which obviously will always be super effective. And we're going to see, for the third game in a row, the Terastallization. Or I wonder, no, it is the Primarina, the Terra Fairy Primarina. I mean, he loves that Terra Fairy, and I can't blame him. It's been working out for him.
So does he go for the taunt, or does he go for the poison jab? That's what I want to see here.
Right. So this will be the taunt.
But does it matter?
No, yes. So Jdawg makes the call correctly. He's saying, okay, fine. If Primarina, you can get damage off this turn, but as long as you don't snowball out of control, I think I can take care of it. And the Ninetales here, I think it did just get Struggle Bug, so it will be a -1 special attack. But of course, Fire type damage will still be extremely strong to the Scizor, which no longer can Terastallize. And Snarl will be good to limit the damage output of the opposing Primarina, right?
Yeah.
So alongside Weather Ball, which is now neutral on Primarina. But yeah.
I believe we are probably going to see a switch in of Grandma here for the Scizor.
Right. Because Dragon, of course, resisting that the fire type damage, and taking chip on Grandma isn't ideal. But we actually don't see the switch in. We see the Bullet Punch to take out the Grafai before it gets to move, and the critical hit on the Ninetales. That does hurt, given the special attack. Was there a special attack drop on Primarina? I don't remember if it ended up.
There was not.
Okay, so still, but we will see the Weather Ball take out the Scizor. Shrug just keeping him honest there, saying, "Okay, Weather Ball me. Primarina is still a big threat." So now speed, I will say, is most likely going to be in Jdawg's favor for the rest of the game, given Tailwind can't be set up again, and Jdawg has both fast attackers and Electro Web support from his Sandy Shocks.
I wonder what comes first, the Electro Web support, or does he just want to go for the kill here?
Yeah,
the Primarina cannot protect.
Oh, right, so it's taunted, so yeah, it's forced to attack, or are these the last two Pokemon on Shrug's side, or is there a third one?
These are the last two.
These last two, so it has to attack here. You can freely attack into that Primarina slot if you want, at the cost of course, that Grandma will be doing big damage. So
yeah, I think Grandma's probably about to kill these two, because I believe Shrug still has another turn.
I think Tailwind expired. I'm pretty sure Tailwind expired last turn.
We're about to find out.
We're about to find out. That's a big difference, right? So we will see the Weather Ball come out first.
It did expire.
The Primarina not doing much damage, and the Earth Power coming out, and that's
half health.
Well, the Earth Power from the Sandy Shocks into.
Oh, and that Dragon Energy, it's we're gonna see a live from the Ninetales, but it's gonna die from the Gleam.
Yeah, unfortunately, Ninetales, will be taken out by this Dazzling Gleam, and that will leave just the Lilligant Hisui, I believe.
Yeah.
And now the question is, can Lilligant...
The taunt is gone.
The taunt is gone. Can Lilligant win this 1v2? So it has interesting options, right? It has Triple Axle, which will take out the Regidrago easily.
It also has Terra Electric here.
Right. Does Terra Electric help it in any way?
It doesn't take super effective damage from Dazzling Gleam.
So the question here is, with the Citrus Berry, will the Loaded Dice Bullet Seed take out the Primarina? And
I think you want to go Grandma here.
Right. So yeah, Jdawg's opting to first take out the Grandma, which will do a lot of damage. Regardless, will do a lot of damage, of course. Now, of course, Grandma does have the option to protect.
Does Grandma have the option to protect?
It does. It is the Life Orb set with Dragon protect. So we will see the Terastallization to avoid this super effective Fairy type damage. Electric not really helping defensively in this case, but I mean not helping, not resisting anything, it's not helping offensively. And we will see the protect.
Oh, and Shrug got the play correct.
The protect from the Regidrago will mean the double protect.
Oh, double protect. Never mind.
Maybe Shrug here is opting to stall a turn of Sun. But most likely the Lilligant is still faster than both these Pokemon, even outside of the Sun. So I'm guessing that's not really going to make a difference. But now Jdawg has the luxury of knowing, unless Shrug goes for a double protect here, that he can just take, you know, an Oko. I mean, take a knockout on either the Regidrago or the Primarina, and here he is opting triple axle. He has the loaded dice item, so
yeah,
takes out the Regidrago. So now it is the 1v1. The question is how much damage it's going to do, and it's going to do a lot, I think, because don't forget this is
double
Terra
stab.
Fairy. Yeah.
Oh,
And the
crit!
And it's I don't, you know, I'll say it might have mattered. It probably mattered, but don't forget. I mean, yeah, this is the double stab, Jdawgin13 Primarina single target.
Double stab D-Gleam, yeah, and also it's just you gotta take it into account too. There is a chance that even if he hit all 5 hits of that bullet seed with that citrus berry recovery, it might have still.
It's tough to say. I just don't know the exact counts, but
I think Lilligant needed to be able to live 2 D-Gleams, and I don't think it had the ability to live 2 D-Gleams.
No, I think it never would have lived 2 D-Gleams. It had to. Yeah, I think the bullet seed would have had to do it, but you know, again, Primarina's defensive bulk is not that strong, right? So I don't know if that ever would have happened, and I think pretty soon here we're gonna have both of our competitors back here for post-match interviews. I see Jdawg is in the call here, and maybe Shrug will be joining us soon. Seems like Shrug is here. Wow,
that was a set.
That was certainly a set.
Good game, Shrug.
Good games.
I feel like watching that, Shrug, and you tell me if I'm wrong here, Primarina seemed like a pretty big deal.
Yeah, I felt like my initial thought going into this was that the speed control battle was going to be really important because of the sun and the photosynthesis, but then the dynamic between probably my best Mon Primarina and probably Joe's best Mon Walking Wake was very very difficult for him, and I felt like I really needed to leverage that. Yeah, so it was like Primarina in my planning was like very high priority for like using Terra on it, for preserving it. Like I was like, switch Regidrago if you need to, switch in Caesar on a fire move if you need to, just like do whatever you need to keep Primarina alive.
Right. Yeah, and Primarina was big, and I noticed you had a lot of options in your team to lower the special damage on Jdawg's side, right? You had the Struggle Bug on the low kicks, you had the Struggle Bug on the Scizor, you had the Eerie Impulse on the Palmot. So I guess tell us a little bit about that. You just big special damage on Jdawg's side, right?
Yeah, I looked at that team, and I kind of I'm a Jdawg fan. I watch the Jdawg matches, and it was just like every single time, like that Walking Wake's putting up like, you know, like 80+% on a neutral hit on some kids or something like that, or just straight up one-shotting them. You know, obviously Sandy Shock's very big threat, very big special damage, and then Ninetales is basically always going to have to be there, and that's always putting out special attacks. Yeah. I just felt like no matter what he decided to bring, it did not want to eat a Struggle Bug, and so I tried to lean into that a lot. It actually kind of started out from I was like, so Caesar against the Sun team, huh? All right, what can you do, buddy? And it was like, well, he learned Struggle Bug. I guess his technician boosted, huh? Like, but so it was just like, it was just like, be really freaking annoying, cut out his special damage, and then that gives Primarina more space to do its moves or do its setup. And then it also gives Regidrago a bit more room to, you know, even if I can't do the big Dragon Energy, but I was so glad I got to. But it's like, even if I can't get those, a Dragon Pulse from that thing still smashes through a lot of kids. So it just felt like the rest of the team really just needed to set the field up so that Primarina was unkillable and Regidrago had like more opportunities to blast things, basically.
Yeah, absolutely. Jdawg, how did you feel about Primarina going to this matchup?
Um, I don't know. I didn't really think about Combine too much going into it, honestly.
Sure.
I knew it was going to be bulky. I guess I was thinking more of the Rindo thing, potentially, to do with Hisui Lilligant. I figured you'd have Brain Dance, but I did kind of think... I didn't think you'd have it on Talonflame per se. And I also wasn't sure you were going to be 100% sold on clicking it. Just because it felt like... But, you know, Talonflame's not the bulkiest of Pokemon, so I didn't think it was going to be around for too long. And I feel like you have other moves you wanted to use. My play was basically just to use Copycat to get the Tailwind.
Yeah, I was gonna say Copycat was really cool. I mean, Copycat gets Tailwind was cool, of course, but I liked when he used the Copycat to use those prankster attacks to actually take out the Talonflame into those games.
There was definitely,
really cool.
I mean, there was definitely some luck involved because you don't target, but I also definitely I should have thought more about Copycat in general because there was one time where I didn't mean to use the move that I thought I used. I was like, oh, that's right. That's how that works.
Yeah, we kind of figured that. I mean, Copycat is not a move we see super often, so I don't blame you for not exactly knowing the exact mechanics.
I think it was that game 1 when you, I think you're trying to get the Tailwind and you got the Weather Ball onto the Regidrago and it just didn't do anything.
And overall, I was also quite impressed in the Grafaiai, not only in its Copycat and its taunt, but also the big poison jab damage it was getting into Primarina. I don't think of that guy as big physical hitter, but
yeah, and then even it chunked Talonflame for a lot too. I know, like we were saying, Talonflame's not like a tank, but it did have some bulk investment, and he still, when he got punched, he really felt it.
Yeah, for sure.
It did a lot to that Primarina in game 1 too.
Yeah, it was definitely like and I gotta pull up my set. Yeah, I mean that was a lot of HP investment. And a little bit of defense, and yeah, Grafaiai. This isn't the first time that that one of my star Pokemon have been like obliterated by Grafaiai randomly doing some offense shit. But I guess that's just the life. I think the prankster copycat stuff, I respect that a lot. I'm an enjoyer of that, and I thought that it was like super well executed here. Copying my own struggle bug at one point, just to stick it to me. Copying your own snarl.
Yeah, copying your own snarl. Copycat really was interesting.
Yeah, I was really scared in that game 2 end game because like you were able to double up those snarls, negate my Calm Mind special attack boost, and even lower my special attack. And it's like, man, I think Regidrago did an attack, and I was just like, this is the most depressing Regidrago attack I've ever seen.
Yeah, a lot of stats were being lowered in that set, which is the funny thing on both sides. But yeah, I just I very quickly realized that Grafaiai was pretty important in the set, and unfortunately, it was the end game I played for. Essentially, all 3 times I was thinking Grafaiai, getting the copycats is going to set me up, and unfortunately, it didn't. I underestimated the bulk of Prim and overestimated the damage I could do before then. The only time I'm really kicking myself is game 1 when I let you have the Tailwind. I was just like, dang it, I didn't click copycat. Yeah. I didn't think you'd go for it.
It was fair. We were wondering. I feel like it probably always made sense to copycat there, because worst case scenario, I mean, like you rather give up your Grafaiai probably than give up the speed control. I would have to think, but I'm not exactly sure about that. The other thing I wanted to mention was so I got to ask at the very last turn, do we think that critical hit mattered? We were kind of debating in the commentary.
I think it probably mattered for living, but not for the game. I mean, because I had Bullet Seed. So it was going to proc the Citrus Berry.
Right. So the Citrus Berry,
even with 5 hits, I don't think. Okay. I don't think it would have done anything. I think had I ran Leaf Blade or Solar Blade, maybe a different story, but I didn't. So
I think in every universe, Primarina crits that for me.
Yeah, she pulls through.
Fair enough. I was honestly thinking it might just Oko anyway with a Dazzling Gleam double.
With the Fairy Terra, I feel like it's possible that it would one shot, but it is like. I would also totally believe it not killing, but I felt very good going into that just because of like, Lilligant didn't have any spread coverage and had to take care of 2 targets, and so like it was like too much for one Lilligant to take care of. It felt like maybe like multiple crits on Bullet Punch and like high rolls and like I forget to eat my berry. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think because I went with the bullet seed, I think that was pretty much a locked-in game. Um, the triple axle, it's nice when you only have to do the one time. It was kind of funny because my reaction when you protected with the Drago, I was like, no way, he calls me, and then I was like, oh, I have to double protect.
Yeah, I think we all felt like that.
I had the exact same call. I was like, no way he made this call. And, yeah.
I was like, that's so tough.
I was very close to it, but I was like, I didn't have the guts to to go through with it. Yeah, I mean, it was really something for sure.
The team is definitely really good, and it's funny now because I realized it actually when I was playing against you, Adrian, is that this team is a little tough to deal with Tailwind teams, and maybe I could have tried Scary Face or something else. It's just normally I'm the one who gets to be oppressive with speed, but when there's a priority Tailwind setter, it kind of flips that script on me, and I don't really have the bulk to stay around, so
Yeah.
Right.
it gets tough.
Well, it's tough to have the goal to stay around when you have such a well-balanced team like Shrugs. I mean, with a lot of attackers coming from different typings, you know.
For sure, and it's tough to Terra with them because you got the Reggie Drago who pairs really nicely with Primarina and pairs nicely with Caesar because it's like you don't want to do Fairy most of the time because you have Bullet Punch. I'm sure you were a little apprehensive just because Bruxish existed, and I didn't bring Bruxish,
but by game 3 I was kind of like okay, he's got a big ball this year and say that I'm bringing Caesar. And like it's like when you're down 2 games, I feel like you're not gonna be like, yeah, it's Bruxish time. Like,
yeah, I think there was like a fraction of like a second or two in the team screen where I actually had Grafai, Ninetales, and Bruxish, and then I paused and I was just like, wait, this is gonna be terrible. I was like, I was like, my struggle is damage.
Yeah, it was definitely it was a tricky thing, and I think with your team in particular. I've run into a lot of teams this season where an important Pokemon on their team is like a Steel type or like a Fairy type, and so like it can be really difficult to play around that. But you didn't have anything that innately resisted Dragon Energy, which made it so like in that game 2, I was completely fine with trading Tailwind for getting gooped on the Terragos fake out thing, because it's like, okay, now you don't have Terra Fairy for your Walking Wake in the back. You don't have, like that sort of thing. So it kind of felt like, yeah, I don't get the speed control game, and that's like unfortunate, but I also like take away one of your like main resources for not dying to Grandma Blast.
No, for sure. Yeah, Grandma doesn't. It's like you said, no resist. Trust me, I noticed that in prep too. Just like, huh. I was like, nobody's surviving here. even without Dragon Energy, it's like you're saying the Dragon Pulses, they be hidden. So
yeah, that's a big thing that I feel like I've learned. Like, I don't think at the beginning of this season I would have been like, yeah, I'm gonna run Life Orb on my guy with like the Eruption move, but but just being able to boost up the Earth powers and the Dragon Pulses really can make a difference.
Yeah, Life Orb, Regidrago, yeah, does seem counterintuitive at first, but I have seen people run that because I think for the exact same reason, where you just want to get that big damage up front, and though even though you got chipped a little bit, I mean, it's still usually worth it. On that note, if there's is there anything else anyone would like to add?
I don't think so. I think other than a good game, Shrug, and good luck in the rest of your run.
Thank you. Yeah, absolutely good games. I think you as an opponent, like you're always kind of like the standard for like when I think of like a top level player in our league, I think of you. And I always feel like I have to bring something like I can't phone it in. Like I always have to like do something that I feel like extremely confident in, or else like I'm just like if I did my prep that I did for some of my matches this season, like that level of prep, then I would not have won this in the slightest. Like you forced me to like really give it my all, and I think that's just because you're a really good competitor.
I really appreciate that, Shrug, and same to you.
Wow, kind words all around.
Gonna make me cry.
On that note, we will be having our second match of the top 8 on stream. I believe around 8:15 is going to be an intermission. I would believe the stream's going to turn off for a little bit, or is the stream actually staying up? Okay, so I'm getting an update from HQ. We're not exactly sure what the time is going to be. At the moment, it will be continue to be 9 o'clock that the next match will be starting, and that will be myself versus AJ. So stay tuned for that. And on that note, we'll see you guys there, I guess.
Goodbye. And see.
Alright, folks, this is your boy Cyber on the mic. So it looks like we will try to go ahead with maybe an 8:15-ish start time. Both competitors have agreed, so we're gonna turn the stream off here, get some stuff set up for that one, and we'll be good for it. Thanks for watching.